Let me be direct. If your mind feels weighed down every day, if you wake up already exhausted, if minor inconveniences provoke strong reactions, it doesn't mean your life is falling apart. It means your mind lacks structure. The Stoics understood something that is still misunderstood today. Peace is not created by fixing the outside world. Peace comes from training how you respond to it. Feeling better isn't about escaping problems, it's about becoming someone who isn't crushed by them. Today, I'm not offering inspiration or abstract philosophy. I'm sharing 5 practical Stoic habits, simple, repeatable, daily. These habits won't remove difficulty from your life. They will make you mentally stronger. And when strength increases, life feels lighter by default. Let's begin. Stoic Habit 1. Own the morning or lose the day. Most people lose the day within minutes of waking up. Before they stand up, they reach for their phone. Messages, notifications, headlines, other people's problems. Their mind is invaded before it even wakes. The Stoics would call this handing over control voluntarily. Marcus Aurelius advised preparing for the day by remembering this. You will meet resistance, selfishness, delays, and frustration. Not to be negative, but to avoid surprise. Here's the rule. What surprises you overwhelms you. What you expect, you can handle. If you wake up assuming the day should be easy, every obstacle feels like an injustice. But if you wake up expecting difficulty, you meet problems with steadiness instead of emotion. So before the world speaks to you, you speak to yourself. You remind yourself, today may be uncomfortable. People may disappoint me. Plans may fall apart. And none of this has authority over my character. 1 quiet minute. No phone, no noise, no distraction. This single habit lowers irritation, anger, and anxiety. Not because life improves, but because you stop demanding comfort from it. That is Stoic control. Eliminate complaint from the mind. The second Stoic habit is simple to understand, but difficult to practice. Remove complaint, even silent complaint. Most people think complaining is harmless. They don't even notice it. It runs quietly in the background of the mind. This shouldn't be happening. This is unfair. I shouldn't have to deal with this. The Stoics saw this clearly. Complaint weakens the soul. Every time you complain, you teach your mind that you are a victim, that events are stronger than you, that discomfort is unbearable. And the mind believes whatever it hears repeatedly. Epictetus explained it plainly. Events do not wound you. The meaning you attach to them does. 2 people face the same difficulty. One resists it mentally and collapses. The other accepts it and adapts. The difference is not the event, it is the internal dialogue. Here is the Stoic rule. If you have the power to change something, act. If you do not, endure. Complaining does neither. It doesn't solve the problem, it doesn't build resilience, it only drains attention and energy. So practice this daily. When something goes wrong, pause. Don't dramatize it. Don't narrate it emotionally. Replace the reaction with a simple acknowledgement. This is part of being alive. Nothing more. No story, no self-pity, no resistance. You will feel calmer almost immediately, not because the problem disappears, but because you stop fighting reality. That is Stoic strength. Separate your peace from outcomes. Most people allow circumstances to decide how they feel. If things go well, they feel good. If things fail, they collapse. Approval brings confidence. Criticism destroys it. This is not freedom. This is dependence. The Stoics warned against tying inner peace to results, because results are unstable. They change. They disappear. They disappoint. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that satisfaction based on outcomes is fragile. Anything dependent on success can be taken away. Stoicism offers a different standard. You do not control outcomes. You control effort, intention, and conduct. Nothing else is guaranteed. So the question changes. Not, did I succeed, but did I act with discipline? Not, did they praise me, but did I behave according to my values? This shift is powerful because effort is always available, results are not. When you judge yourself by effort, you experience dignity instead of anxiety. Even when things don't work out, your conscience remains clear. At the end of the day, ask yourself one honest question. Did I show up correctly today? Not perfectly, correctly. That is enough. This habit removes desperation. You stop chasing validation. You stop negotiating with the world for approval. And slowly, life feels lighter, not because it becomes easier, but because you stop measuring yourself by things you cannot control. Say part 4 when you're ready. Train through chosen discomfort. Modern life teaches one lesson very well. Avoid discomfort immediately. Cold is met with heat. Silence is filled with noise. Boredom is erased with a screen. Hunger is silenced the moment it appears. The Stoics believed this constant comfort weakens the mind. They practiced difficulty on purpose, not as punishment, not as self-denial for its own sake, but as preparation. Seneca would sometimes sleep on hard surfaces, eat the simplest food, wear plain clothing, not because he lacked wealth, but because he wanted proof that he did not depend on it. Discomfort teaches a quiet truth. You can endure more than you think. When you voluntarily choose mild hardship, fear loses its authority. Cold showers, walking instead of driving, delaying gratification, beginning the most difficult task first. These actions are not about toughness, they are reminders. Reminders that urges do not command you, that comfort is optional, that discipline is available. And when real difficulty arrives, illness, loss, uncertainty, you don't panic. You've already practiced steadiness. This habit builds confidence without arrogance, strength without noise, stability without pride. It is the calm assurance of someone who knows, I can endure this. End the day with honest review. The final Stoic habit is the most important and the most overlooked. Most people end their day by escaping it, endless scrolling, background noise, distraction until sleep arrives. The Stoics chose the opposite. They ended the day with reflection, not criticism. Seneca described a nightly practice of reviewing his actions calmly. What did I handle well? Where did I fall short? What can be improved tomorrow? No shame, no emotional punishment, only observation. This habit transforms mistakes into instruction. When you review the day without anger, you stop repeating the same reactions. You become deliberate instead of automatic. Slowly, awareness replaces impulse, and life begins to feel lighter, not because problems vanish, but because you stop resisting what is inevitable. The Stoic way. Stoicism is often misunderstood. It is not emotional numbness. It is not coldness. It is not detachment from life. Stoicism is unbreakability. These habits will not change the world around you. They will change how you stand within it. When your inner world becomes disciplined, the outer world loses its power over you. Practice quietly. Practice consistently, without announcing it, without seeking approval. That is the Stoic way.